Push the weight, enough flex. Alive is 1 in the 6. Fit the runner, boy, you nigga, no question. You ain't run a motherfucker high stepping. Hey, you never had a big enough weapon. Motherfucker never learned your lesson. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I'm a 88 pack nigga. I mean, day walker, drink blood, fangs out, full moon, motherfucker change like a hoe. I'm just a nigga from the hood trying to stack a little cheddar for the money.
Monkey Tuesday! Steve O. Sly, 704 Joe, G. McCall, Miss Van Houder, Todd Swindle, Mark Wunderlich, Stormy, Coach, Steve Elder Mack, No Smoke, Tay-Tay, Tim Harmon, Welcome Down Van Houder, Dirt Gang Boss, HMC, Chris Keeps It Boxing, Dirt Gang, Eric O, 88 Sports Talk, Dill Spooley, Jana Hudson, Mac of the South, Big Joe Townsend, Vince, Kid Kudo, Mark Heston, PGH, Village Brother, Bernard Gilbert, y'all see what's pinned at the top, right? Snacks B, what up? Y'all see what's pinned at the top, right? Y'all got maybe 20 minutes. I'm only giving YouTube a half hour of my time. The real work is going to be on Rumble. I'm letting you know that right now. Y'all see what's pinned at the top.
You know Mexicans run boxing, right?
I mean, Ryan doing pretty good, so, I can agree a little bit.
You see? What about Canelo?
But you know who Puerto Rican?
Who?
Shakur.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
You know Mexicans run boxing, right?
I mean, Ryan doing pretty good, so, I can agree a little bit.
You see? What about Canelo?
But you know who Puerto Rican?
Who?
Shakur.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
You know Mexicans run boxing, right?
I mean, Ryan doing pretty good, so, I can agree a little bit.
You see? What about Canelo?
But you know who Puerto Rican?
Who?
Shakur.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not.
You know Mexicans run boxing, right?
I mean, Ryan doing pretty good, so, I can agree a little bit.
You see? What about Canelo?
But you know who Puerto Rican?
Who?
Shakur.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
No, he's not. No, he's not. No, he's not. Other than Coach Hudson, do I have any armed forces in my chat other than Coach? Anybody? Other than Coach Hudson. No, he's not. Ryan Puerto Rican. Shakur Puerto Rican. No, he's not. No, he's not. Lamar Griffin, thank you for your service. LPRN, thank you for your service. Anybody else? Scorpio, Slim Fella, salute. True Boxing Night, salute. Because I have a question. Kai World, salute. Todd Swindle, salute. What's the definition of soldier? Yeah, Condo, military, salute. What's the definition of soldier? I've never been to the military. I was in a paramilitary organization. Matsumusa, my brother, salute. I was in the paramilitary, which is a bootleg version of military. Bootleg. All of our company sergeants were selected because they were military, for real. So they normally became the company sergeants. True Boxing Night, ex-military. Okay, so well, down there, Howder said no limit soldier since 93. All right, I guess we could take that. But that word soldier, what does that mean? To say you're a soldier. I'm a soldier. What does that mean? I mean, the best way you can define it. Ratchet, what up? It's pinned at the top, brother. Yeah, person who serves in an army. That is to be a soldier. That's what it is. Person who serves in an army. That's a soldier. 88, what up? My next question is, what does it mean to have pride? When you say I have pride, what does that mean? When you say I have pride, it's two definitions. I'm going to read it to you. Pride. So now, a feeling of deep pleasure or satisfaction derived from one's own achievements, the achievements of those with whom one is closely associated with, or from qualities or possessions that are widely admired. Second definition, consciousness of one's own dignity. Consciousness of one's own dignity. Dignity, honor, self-respect, self-worth. Joy, delight, gratification, fulfillment, satisfaction.
You know Mexicans run boxing, right?
I mean, Ryan doing pretty good, so, I can agree a little bit.
You see? What about
But you know
Canelo?
who Puerto Rican?
Who?
Shakur.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
I see that link at the top, right? Let me ask y'all a question. Do you think these KDs today, these YKDs today, these young knuckle draggers today, I have to say it because these KDs today, they probably don't know how to spell knuckle. N-U, get a K silent. Your mom failed you. And don't talk to me about your absent father because your father slipped up and his pullout game was horrible, or they were on a bad binge. You were produced off of you were produced like at 4 a.m. after a club, and it wasn't supposed to happen. And both of your parents was extremely high. Well, she wasn't. She tried to trap him. And it didn't work. Didn't work. He probably went to the army. And he was done serving. He relocated to another state and you never found him. Because your mama did it all by herself and then raised you. He raised you. And now you don't know how to spell knuckle. So these young knuckle draggers, these YKDs, do you think they have any pride? Because when you say YN, you're not talking about you're not talking about anything other than a black kid. So congratulations. Do you think that these kids have any pride? Do you think they do? What you're listening to, Captain America, Sue, what you're listening to is audio. Listening to audio of the blue-nosed baboon, Keyshawn. I rock salute. You're listening to him in the gym, where he's probably one of the baddest fighters in. Some Mexican kid comes up and says that. And I listened to that about 1,000 times, and I'm like, well, why is he doing that? Why is he kowtowing to him? It's one thing to troll and be around on Kick, on your social media and stuff like that. But where's your pride? Because every time I see a Mexican around any sports event, first thing I notice is that they're rocking their colors. And if they're not rocking their colors, they're rocking their flag somewhere. And if you ask them, you better not mistake them for any other ethnicity that speaks Spanish. They will let you know in 1 second. Viva Mexico, I am Mexican, and don't ever make that mistake again. They're pounding on their chest. Viva Mexico, Viva Mexico, Viva Mexico. They have pride. And did I say there's anything wrong with that? Nope. Ain't nothing wrong with that. My question is, do you think these YKDs have any pride? You mean to tell me Keyshawn is not educated enough about the sport? I'm saying it one more time. You mean to tell me that Keyshawn Davis is not educated enough about the sport to engage in debate with that kid when he said that to him? I'm not saying Keyshawn could have punched all of them in the face. They wouldn't have did nothing. Hell, he did it to Teofimo Lopez and beat up his pops in front of Teofimo Jr., and he ain't do anything. He could have punched on him. Ain't nobody beating him in that box ring. He'd have been like, all right, you think so? Well, glove up, get in the ring. Because right here in this gym, I'm better than everybody. He didn't even do that because you know why? He has no pride. Nobody taught him about himself. Learning about yourself, it goes beyond the Bible. The kid got baptized. No, he didn't. All he did was take a fucking bath. I see my link pinned at the top, the Rumble. All right. Countdown. All Keyshawn did was take a bath. Don't believe him. I don't believe him. Yeah, exactly, Coach. Thank you for saying that. He beat up Dean the Great, that kid that's been getting slapped around on social media. That's his claim to fame. Getting slapped around by former UFC fighters and what you call it? The power lifter. Beat up Blueface. Funny, when it looks like him, he go to work, but a Mexican can come up to him and say that. And he'll entertain the conversation, and he brings up Ryan Garcia. Let me talk about Ryan Garcia for a second. I will, Larry Wills, thank you. I will never like Ryan Garcia. He can get baptized 1,000 times. I don't trust him. Okay. He's a liar. He's a cheater. All right. He's a racist. All right. He's a pillow biter, but that's y'all YKDs are into that. I'm dead serious when I say that. Y'all YKDs are into that sort of behavior. Y'all practice on each other until you can get a girl, and then you burn her. You got boo-boo stains in the back of your drawers and the front. You know, Jamel Charlo was fighting that Argentine cat. And I played the video. He was trying to get a USA chant growing, and nobody rocked with him. They got drowned out by all the Argentines where that media presser was. But I kept rewinding the part where that girl said, "Nobody even wants you here. Man, get out. Nobody even wants you here." That was an interesting statement because it was a young chick. I didn't see her face, but it was a young chick, and I kept rewinding it. Wasn't even a young chick. It was a young chick, and she spoke perfect English, which gave me reasonable cause to believe that she was like maybe second or third generation American. Her people come from Argentina. Everybody could come from any matter of fact, they could be born here. And you'll see more people walking around here waving the flag, some of them from a country they've never been to. I have what I call Jamaican friends. When we got to high school, they got around their people, they wearing the Jamaican flag. And I'm like, oh, that's dope. But I grew up with homie. And it was basically like he spoke two languages. He spoke like us. And he was born in New York, but he spoke like us. But then we went to his house, played video games or whatever. His parents had these thick accents, and it was English, but it was messed up. We was like, we had to like listen. Like, what? Oh, they're from Jamaica. Oh, okay. And he spoke like them. And he also talked like us. By the time we got to high school, he got around his people. Some of his people were off the boat and they spoke their language. Next thing you know, he's dressing like them. He's behaving like them. And when he got around us, it was regular. Listen, that's cool. That's cool. That's cool. But you can't get deported, homie. Your parents, yeah. Your grandparents, yeah. Why did I bring that up? Those Argentines drowned out the USA chant on our soil. That would never happen in Argentina. And let me give you a bit of history about the Argentines. This is going to be very brief, and I want you to listen. When Nazi Germany fell, they hid them. they opened their borders to Nazis, and they hid right there. It was rumored that that's where Adolf Hitler ran and died over there. He wasn't murdered. He ran over there. That's rumored. I don't know. Abdul, what up? I don't know. There was also black people that were living there in Argentina. And look up what they did to them. So they harbored Nazis and committed genocide on the black people that were there. But I keep it boxing when I talk about Argentine boxers, right? How many times you heard me and Stormy say, your Argentine fighters are tough, man. That's just how they are. I don't put all of that on the fighters in the ring. I don't know what kind of time they on. I don't. I leave that out of it. But if you don't believe what I'm telling you, there's no excuse for you to be deliberately dumb. Look it up. Look it up. They harbored Nazis, and the black people that were living there, they committed genocide. They erased them. Look it up. Look it up. There's a lot of countries I will not go to. Argentina is one of them. Argentina is one of them. I will never go there. I'm not making that up. So when I saw Jamel Charlo saying USA, USA, and it got drowned out by Argentina, and I heard that girl who's clearly spoke English, no accent or nothing, I'm like, wow, I wonder what she was taught growing up. I couldn't help but to wonder that. But let me get back to that term, pride. Does the fighters that you root for have any pride in themselves? Do they have any pride in their people? If they don't, how can I expect them to be soldiers? Oh, Drew, you're looking too deep, or everything got to be about race and the war. Okay, it's not about race. It's not about race. Tell me what this is.
You know Mexicans run boxing, right?
I mean, Ryan doing pretty good, so, I can agree a little bit.
You see? What about
But you know
Canelo?
who Puerto Rican?
Who?
Shakur.
No, he's not.
Yeah.
How did Shakur even come up? Why? Because everybody that speaks Spanish is the same? I'm in New York. I'm in a melting pot. They all don't get along. When I say they, I talk about just because they speak Spanish, that don't mean they get along. Puerto Ricans versus Dominicans versus Argentinians versus Mexicans versus Ecuadorians versus Venezuelans versus Panamanians. It's different. That's their argument. I have a better understanding of it today, but it's none of my business. I stay out of that. There's a whole black town in Mexico. Why don't you know that? Same reason why there's a whole black town in the Philippines. And I'm doing a lot of research, but I understand that the black town in the Philippines were the original Filipinos. Not the ones that look Asian with Spanish last names. I'm still researching it, but they said that the black Filipinos were the original ones. They hid so far deep on that island, they really didn't get colonized like that. I don't know. I'm researching it. I'm researching it. But it wouldn't surprise me. Wouldn't surprise me at all. What Keyshawn Davis just did is unacceptable. There's no coming back from this. Same thing with Shakur. I'm telling you right now, as far as I'm concerned, I'll just report what happens in the ring. But let me be very clear when I tell you this. They have you uneducated fools bamboozled because there's a lot of moving parts to this. First of all, I told y'all last week, they're supposed to be fighting each other right now. Right now. They're supposed to be fighting each other, but they got you bamboozled. That's my brother. I'm not fighting him until there's some money involved. And the other side to that is they formed a pact so that both of them don't have to fight Devin Haney. And the hatred for DHP is as such that never mind fighting to beat Devin. As usual, these YKDs, these young knuckle draggers, are content with the idea that Devin is being frozen out. Devin doesn't have to fight anybody. Your favorite, I'm not gonna say anybody. He doesn't have to fight your favorite fighter in order to eat. He already has more money than all his contemporaries. You can't name one. The only one you want to name is Tank, and that's not true. He got deeper pockets than Tank. He got deeper pockets than Keyshawn. He got deeper pockets than Shakur. The thing is, they're anti-Devin, and y'all are content, just like the AJ fans were content singing and dancing like, aha, you can't get me. The thing is, if any of these goons hang it up without fighting Devin, we know the truth. It wasn't Devin's fault. Devin was with the smoke. Your favorite fighter, or the favorite fighter that was anti-Devin, you co-signed that because you was afraid. You was afraid. And Ryan Garcia is right up in there. And the fact that you darkies, keep bringing up Ryan Garcia, I'm asking you, where's your pride? You don't even know what that is. So if you have no pride, how could you be a soldier? Well, I gotta be that. Well, you ask a Mexican right now, as it pertains to loyalty to where you're from. And I find it odd, you YKDs are more loyal to a gang that raised you because your daddy ain't raised you. I know that. I already know that. And if your daddy did raise you, he's a POS because he's probably dead in jail. And you celebrate that ignorance. You have more loyalty to a gang that does not have your best interests in hand. They do not. Watch this. You know what powerful, you know how much more powerful the Bloods and the Crips could be if they understood how finances work in America? Instead of poisoning their own community and terrorizing their whole community, they bought bodies of land, opened up stores, boys and girls programs, and put the government on blast for trying to stop it, like how the Black Panthers did. Instead, y'all let the government put guns and drugs in your neighborhood and y'all killed each other. Millions of y'all are dead. And then when I tell black people, yo, we're only 13% of the population in the United States, it's like, how could that be? Yeah, because, you know, guns, drugs, and we played into that. You know, look up how many black women aborted their kids from like 1954? I forgot. Was it 63? I forget. Until now, look up the abortion rates. Look it up. Chinese stores, abortion clinics, all in the radius of our neighborhoods. Y'all are conditioned. Y'all have no pride, but you worship the ignorance of a gang. You got this monkey talking about DB3. We don't need a father. We don't even know what that is. And although the Vargas brothers fell out with each other over a girl, you know what they'll never do? Talk crazy about their Mexican people. They just won't do it. They speak perfect English and they speak their language. And I think the Vargas boys are like American, but they spend a lot of time in Mexico. Antonio Margarito was born in America. His parents went back to Mexico. Antonio Margarito's American. Bet you didn't know that. I bet you didn't know that. Everybody gets to have pride, but black people. Let me read these super chats. Jay being in that super chat, he said, you know the damage one ignorant end can do. White boys had told the French gals we had. Jay, you see the link at the top? Go to Rumble, good brother. Go to Rumble, brother. Because I'm about to do something that I can't do here on YouTube. Go to Rumble, brother. See, you know what I'm talking about, brother. Yes. Yes. Absolutely. Y'all see the link pinned at the top? Freedom's March, my brother, salute. In that super chat, salute. Jill James, I see all y'all. There's a link to my Rumble pinned at the top. It's 10:06. There's a link to my Rumble pinned at the top. There's a link to my Rumble pinned at the top. There's a link to my Rumble pinned at the top. I am ending this on YouTube, and we're going to continue this on Rumble. There's a link to my Rumble pinned at the top. You see it on Pep Talk. You see it on Drew Titan LLC. There's a link to Rumble pinned at the top. The gloves are coming off. There's a link to Rumble pinned at the top. Head over there right now. We dead on YouTube this morning. Go to Rumble. We're going to finish this off.
You know Mexicans run boxing, right?
I mean, Ryan doing pretty good, so, I can agree a little bit.
You see? What about
But you know
Canelo?
who Puerto Rican?
Who?
Shakur.
No, he's not.
Yeah.